So this is bonds payable part 9. We're determining bond proceeds where the stated rate of interest is less than the market rate of interest. So before we go any further, remember, if the stated rate is less than the market rate of interest, okay, what's going to happen? The bond is going to issue at a discount, right? And this is always the journal entry that I'm going to use if I have a discount on bonds payable, at least for lower division financial accounting. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So right over here, I know that over here, my market rate is 6, stated rate is 5. So I know automatically on 1/1/28, I'm going to debit cash. I'm going to debit discount on bonds payable, and I'm going to be crediting bonds payable. Okay, so right over here, this is what I'm going to be going through and doing. Right, so this is how I'm going to go through and record it. And whenever I have a bond payable, I always have to use the face value of the bond. So right over here, I've got 15 million. Okay, so when we go through and do this, right, we're going to have our principal amount. We know this is going to be paid at 15 million. I also know here too, I'm going to use present value of $1 because this is a lump sum that's being paid 8 years from now. Okay, now, but what about the interest payment? Okay, so for my interest payment, I'm going to take my principal amount of 15 million. Now here, whenever you see an interest rate, it is always going to be an annual rate. So my stated rate of interest is going to be 5%. So the total cash paid for interest, my total annual interest payment, my total annual interest is going to be 15 million times 5%. However, to determine the payment amount, this is the annual amount. This interest, the interest here is being paid semi-annually or twice per year. So here, I'm going to multiply this by 6/12 or by 0.5. And so my total interest payment, my total semi-annual interest payment is going to be $375,000. Okay. Now for this one, I know I'm going to be using present value of an ordinary annuity of $1. Okay, now when it comes to going to the tables, I need to know 2 things. This bond has an 8-year term. I need to know how many times is interest being paid. Well, it's going to be 2 times per year. Why is it 2 times per year? Because it's semi-annual interest. So my total payments is going to be, I'm going to make a total of 16 payments. Right? It's an 8-year bond, and I'm making 2 payments per year for a total of 16 payments. So this is going to be 16 periods. And this will also be 16 periods because that's how many times I'm going through and paying interest. Now, the market rate of interest, or my annual market rate of interest, is going to be at 6%. However, this is not what I want. I'm paying interest every 6 months. So I have to go through and multiply this by 6/12. So over here, I'm going to have 0.6 times 6/12, and this is my semi-annual market rate. Okay. So over here, this is going to be 16 periods at 3%. This over here is also going to be 16 periods at 3%. Most important thing, and this is where I always see students get messed up on. So just make sure if it's annual, you don't change anything. You would use 8 and 6, but over here, because it's semi-annual, you're going to go ahead and use 16 and 3. So let's go ahead and figure these out. So we got 16 periods at 3%. And right over here. So we got 16 periods at 3%, or it's going to be 0.62317. So 0.62317. So the total present value of this payment is going to be $9,347,550. Let's go ahead and do the other one. So here we've got a present value of an ordinary annuity of $1. We're going to have 3%, 16 periods. It's an 8-year bond paying twice per year. That's a total of 16 payments. So this is at 3%, which is my market rate of interest. Remember, this is a semi-annual rate. So this is 12.56110. So my total present value of the interest payments is going to be right over here. And we're going to get yet another color. Go ahead and use this one. Not sure what this is. Always kind of good to use though. Right over here, I'm going to have a total amount of cash being received of $14,057,963. So when I put this cash in over here, right, this is basically, is this what we said it was going to be? Remember what we said is that this amount is going to be less than the face value. So over here, the difference is going to be my discount, or what I need to balance, or 15 million minus 14,057,963. This is my discount on bonds payable. So again, when we have a semi-annual interest rate with bonds, first thing you do, write out the journal entry, show the bond payable at the face amount. Second thing you're going to go through and do is figure out the amount of cash that's being paid. You know that the print, remember, it's an interest-only loan, very much like it. I'm going to pay the principal amount. And then over here, I'm going to also have to figure out my interest. But remember, because I'm paying interest twice per year or semi-annually, I'm going to have to figure out the annual amount first with the rates provided in the problem, multiply that by 6/12. I'm going to get that semi-annual interest payment. Then when it comes over here to the present value, I have to make sure that I'm using how many times is interest being paid. It's an 8-year bond paying interest twice per year. I also have to adjust the market rate of interest because this is an annual rate of interest. So I have to multiply this by 6/12. So that is semi-annual interest, and hope you found it interesting. My dad joke for the night. Please feel free to send me any kind of questions you have on these videos, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great day.